Hey guys, welcome back. We had a good day in the market. It is March 3rd, Tuesday. We're going to look at 0-day options on SPY and this small account challenge. Here's the 30-minute chart. This is Eric's. Find him at SPY Day Trading on YouTube. Link for his Discord's in the description. So we had war over the weekend and sell off. Big bounce from that. Retested moving averages. Rejected them though, stayed below them. Just somewhat of an indicator. And then also broke this green buying channel by close of yesterday. So big gap down today. Huge gap down actually. Huge. Completed. Lots of all the inverse cups. All those are done. And yesterday we were actually opened at bottom Bollinger. And just in that day, I forgot to mention it. I noticed after I did the video. Yeah, we opened on the bottom daily Bollinger, then retested 5-day and 20 all in the same day. Now we're starting to spread out the range. Finally, hopefully, looks like getting out of this shop we've been in for months, really all year. So expect to see, I guess, yeah, bottom Bollinger working with 5-day moving averages if it wants to keep heading down. Maybe for a 200-day test down here at 652. Catch Eric's channel for the macro. But today, huge range. Where are we at? I think like 12 points and 6. Ooh, like 12, 13 points almost. Yeah, 13 points. Wow. Such a crazy range from bottom to top. Look at what we got going on here. So IV was high today. You got to be careful. The range was huge. Even before the range was big, even it was pretty tight range, the candles were huge. So like this morning, the first like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, it's like, oh, it seemed like a tight range, and it wasn't that tight. Yeah, that was 2.5 points. But it just looks tight, you know, because these candles are huge. So IV was pumped. It was under 40%, which is good. Over 40%. It's just any stops you have on days with high IV are just these stops are you gotta keep us under control. It really doesn't favor a low accuracy trading. High IV days. You know, you can kind of get away with a bunch of just failed attempts if the IV is not too bad because your stops are pretty low. But once IV's pumped, it's tough. Your contract's more expensive. So theoretically you'd scale down, but on this small account, I'm pretty much already scaled all the way down. So days like today prepare me to be more scaled up and the IV's lower, because I can afford it, and I'm kind of more conditioned for it, I guess. So yeah, first bit I was kind of sitting on my hands for a little bit. Excuse me. If I were to be swing trading, I would probably have gotten calls today, nearing the bottom of the daily Bollinger. But I'm not doing any swing trading at this moment. So yeah, like I said, just kind of wanted to be patient and be very cautious today. Had gray here for the aggressive buying. Set up this red. Yeah, I had this at a different angle, and then I changed it to this once I saw how this was working out. Then purple. Yeah, I had purple at a little different angle, but I ended up moving it to this. Yeah, so basically it broke the red here. Not very nice structure for me to want to take any puts there though, so I waited. Yeah, like I said, this purple is a little bit different. I ended up correcting it to be adjusted to these supports right here. I think this was accurate. I think what's been good the last few trading days for me is I've been quick to kind of adjust my channels and add new ones if something doesn't seem right or something's not working out. Just kind of scouting and scouring the market for liquidity and what looks like it was controlled and the supports and resistances that make up these algos. So And today was no exception. I think I've done well on that lately. So first trade wasn't until 10:12. There was data at 10. Didn't do anything. Volume was high. IV was high. This one put contract was $2.11. So on a normal IV day, you know, at 30 delta or so, that's going to be for me 3 contracts probably this early in the morning. So I'll be ready to be scaled up once IV drops down. But yeah, this one was so I didn't look at my P&L today, which helped. At one point I did. I'm curious though. I need to find another journaling program, but I'm curious how my equity curve looked today, because at one point, I'm curious how much I was up or down. But yeah, 10-12 gotta put right. Yeah, so I waited a long time through there. Notice this tapering. So selling the gold, and then red was building liquidity here. You can see broke it, retested it, but seeing the tapering from gold and then to purple, and then I got green in here even. So I'm looking for kind of a bottom since we are seeing tapering. However, I don't want to be too quick, so I'm looking potentially for it to break green, maybe complete a cup, and then retest it for a handle. And yeah, so it breaks purple here, but we were still in this larger purple, and I think I'd just put green in there by then. Yeah, I'd put green in there by then. This gold wasn't around yet. I only had red for the bearish building liquidity. So yeah, this green looked good. It came up, and I was on this candle right here. I was actually like thinking, okay, maybe I get calls here. It's starting to break. I was like, wait, I need to be patient on this. And I did notice it because I considered even getting calls as it was starting to build liquidity on this red, just for this being my stop. And then it does this and it starts to wick. I'm like, wait, I should be getting calls here. I need to get puts. This is the top of the green channel. It very well could be rejecting here. It's a tight range, but it was building liquidity with the red. This could be a just rejection of the top of the channel or a nice little head. And so yeah, actually I got puts right here with green being my stop. I didn't catch it perfectly because that thought came to me after it like hit my alarm and then came down and like flipped from calls. I'm like, wait, no, actually I should be getting puts with this as my stop. Better not to try and trade breakouts and trade in the channel, in the zone, in the wedge if you, or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I gotta put here, and it's still kind of a sketchy stop because these candles are huge. 672, 73. Yeah, that's 1 point just right there to there. So held through this. It was a little, you know, a little sketchy. Wasn't looking at my P&L, which is good. And it just kind of grinded up. I was keeping green for my stop, even though one big candle through here would be a pretty gnarly stop. But I trusted my my charting at that point, and yeah. So this candle came, and I was very grateful. Couple of exits here. Of course, bottom of this green would be my major exit plan. Potentially could break through that, like it did into this, and continue on this steeper selling of the gray. But I wouldn't expect that. I'd plan for here. Just how small of a structure this is here, and the retrace was very small. We're still just selling this green channel. I was even more cautious, so I didn't hold till here. I sold it on this candle, low a day. So nice little velocity on that candle, and I was fine to get out. Didn't care to hold in case it wanted to bounce back up and retest that, or retest that. You know, it very well could. Once it starts tapering like this, it doesn't always retouch or rebounce off the bottom of it, and then sometimes it overshoots like that. So just took nice quick profits. I mean, point wise, like this is what I'm fine to target to. This was 373 or so, out of 371.68, so about a 1.5 points. So 211 was my entry, and then at 1012 was my exit, or no, 212 was my entry, and at 1012 was the time. Exit at 1016 for 258. So right here for 258. So nice. I mean, nice starter. That's almost like fully my first kind of profit target zone of $50 on this account. I didn't see that though. I just, you know, kind of kept trading, and Next trade was at 1049. So it came down. I did consider this. I'm glad I didn't. These trades are always kind of sketchy, but it did break my green. So I considered getting a put in this area or potentially for a retest. It bounced up back up above it, so I was happy I didn't get it. And then put another green one down here. It looked like it did break it, but then it just started selling in this green. So if I did get it on this retest, this would have stopped me out. Most likely. I guess I could have had purple for a stop. Could have had purple for the stop, but yeah, no good anymore. And on the 30-minute, we're way down, pinned way down. So on the daily, we're deep below the bottom Bollinger, which SPY doesn't hang out there too long. But regardless of all that, we had tapering. The retracement was very small for this move down, so I wasn't expecting a whole lot still. So yeah, glad I didn't jump in there. 1049, so we had a move up, and it then broke the green right there. I was thinking about calls. I'm like, I better wait, because we do have, if I chart the top of the channel, green is up there too. So waited on that. I didn't have gold. I put gold in somewhere around here. This came down right here. Okay, is that right? 1049 I gotta put. Yeah, so gotta put right there. I think maybe I did have gold. Yeah, maybe I did have gold at that point. Yeah, I think I did have gold at that point. My stop on this one, I think where my stop was on this. I think I probably got a bad entry down here. Yeah, I did. This wasn't a very good trade now, looking at it in hindsight, of course, because I didn't have this blue, I didn't have that gold. Oh, that's why. Yep, just saw it. So since I didn't have that gold, what I was waiting for was red, as you can see right here, red. So broke the red. I was in it. I didn't wait for this candle to close. It was ugly. Got it way down here. It went way back up and just huge wick. I'm like, oh, that's not good. But I did actually hold. I held a little bit, just thinking I should be able to get a better exit. And then it did end up coming down. And then I'm kind of waiting for potential for a retest here. And it does give me a nasty retest. This big wick, and I closed it somewhere up there. So small loss on this one. If I'd had gold at that point, it would have been much easier to make decisions there, but I didn't. Which I think gold ended up being legit. Yeah, that was a legit one for sure. So a little stop there. 147 to 141. And then next one. So let this thing rally up. Going long here. Like, yeah, if I had gold, it would have been much easier. I could have gone long here. On a bounce of gold. Without that, yeah, I did have a green. Without that, I could have gone long here on the green, and I did consider it. Let's see, did I actually take it? Oh no, that's right. Okay, so right here, I got a put actually, for top of the green channel in case it rejects and keeps coming down. The 1102. So on this candle with green being my stop. That's right. I remember that. Got to put there for a little shoulder and a head, and yeah, we're tapering, but doesn't mean it can't keep grinding down. And this is basically the close to my stop, so it makes the most sense for me to get a put there. Of course, it didn't. Got a big green candle to break through that resistance, and that's what I'm then considering. Like, okay, I could get calls here. Want to be patient. Having that little stop there, of course, doesn't help. And then this one too. So accuracy was starting to dwindle a little bit there, but I thought I got back in there. Yeah. So 104 to 90. So that's that's just that little stop was just nasty. These candles are gnarly. 671, 88, 72, 62. So it was almost a point candle. Yeah. So pretty big stop right there. 1105, I did get a call. So this was definitely a chase. Got it on this candle. I put in my gray buying from back here. put it in. Of course, I would have liked to have gotten it right here when this candle closed above green, but we're still, I think we're still in a wedge at that point, I guess. Maybe I had blue. No, I didn't have blue yet. But I assume there was a higher, less aggressive selling channel. If I didn't get puts there, would I have gotten calls? Maybe. I might have gotten them on this candle close. Anyways, I got them up here. So big green candle, not ideal, but I got it on a little test of this gray. And I knew I was late. I knew it was going to be a bit of a scalp. So this one was quick. 11.05 to 11.06. $1.08 to $1.26. So nice little green trade there. Yeah, I think that kind of covered the, did that cover it? Yeah, that covered the loss and then some on that last trade, which was nice. Since it was a chase and it was late, I did not want to hold really outside this gray. Thinking it's probably still in some sort of wedge. We're still selling. Haven't completed any cups. And yeah, for all those reasons, I was quick to get out of that one. And I was fine too. Of course, my target, you know, high of day. But yeah. And after it did this, I then charted this blue. I was looking for something similar to that back here, trying to see what I could find. So this support, and then I think it also lines up with these resistances right here. This tapering blue, which looks like bullish controlled selling. And when I put it up here, it definitely looked like it was reacting here, because you see a breakthrough and then it's wicking below it, so retesting the support. And when I saw that, I considered going along, but I'm like, nah, it's not buying up in that gray, and I don't really want to play around with these big candles and this high IV with a slow grind up, or slower. But yeah, the last trade, nice little recovery. And then I kind of went downhill a little bit. About that midday action. This trade right here, yeah, this trade was a little annoying. I didn't catch it. Blue was still kind of new to me, and okay, I remember actually. So it hadn't quite completed the cup here. And again, blue is a little new. Did have red potentially for support, but really the lower one was down here. And I think on the 30-minute, I gotta see that 11:41. 30-minute, were we already? I think there's kind of a, yeah. So we were at the resistance right here, or very close to it. The blue resistance. This is bullish controlled buying. So bearish controlled buying. This is a bearish blue algo. And that resistance was another reason why I was a little hesitant to go along here. So it broke, cup completed basically here. There's a bit of an overshoot on the cup, which is fine. Did I chase this one at all? Let me see. No, I didn't. No, let that one go. I'm like, I'll wait for it to build again. Problem was, now is the middle of the day. And so, yeah. I came down, we completed the cup, so now I'm looking for this new blue to build it. You can see it pretty clearly was respecting it. And then the red buying. Ideally it'd be a gray, but it was red for here. Where did I get this next trade? Got it. Whoa. Freezing. Whoa. Frozen mouse. No. Whoa. Sorry. Okay. That was weird. Yeah. Quick little control delete to slap it back into submission. Oh yeah, that's right. Dang. I got it on this candle. I didn't wait for this one to close. This one even gave a little retest. I could have gotten it on. Big volume there. A lot of clues for that little run. This one, not so much. I got it here. So it broke here and closed above it, and then I put another one up here for where this candle actually held. This one was for these. I should have put this one up sooner. I know better than that. This one wicked up here. I got this one here, and then it just flushed. And yeah, I mean, of course, this should be my stop, and seeing it now is so clear. Like, yeah, that should have been the stop. And it kind of, like, I wasn't really thinking that at the time. Of course, it could have been, but it looked so much different that time because this was a nice big green candle. I'm not thinking I want to hold all the way through that. I was thinking maybe this blue first stop. Yeah, so that one shook me out. That was kind of a nasty one. Very nasty. 99 cents to 83 cents because I literally closed it like right here. Or wait, no. I'm trying to wait on the closes because usually it has a little bit of a bounce. I closed it somewhere on this candle. And yeah, it's funny. I still didn't see we were buying that support of that red. This trade did work out given it didn't have continuation yet. It was too low volume, middle of the day. Needed more time to build liquidity. So lacked continuation, but still could have a nice trade a high of day. Comes down, and if you notice it bouncing on gold here, of course it's very obvious now. The time didn't mean a whole lot to me. I mean, yeah. And then it comes back up, breaks the blue again. Thinking at one of these points it's gonna go through. So what did I do? 1027, 1031. Was that one? Oh, wait, did I get back? I did. Okay, yeah, because the buying in red. That's right, I forgot that. I got back in because the buying up in red. So this is basically my form of a retest of the blue, which it wasn't, but it's retesting this buying in red, even though buying red is not ideal. But I was fine with it. So got in there, back in there, 1027. This was a very small loss, 108 to $1. Closed out here right at the beginning of this candle, 1031. Yeah, I think I got out before that gnarly candle. I got a pretty nice entry here too. Little stop there. Came down. Next trade. This one ended up being a nasty one. 1244. So same deal. Waiting for blue, this baby blue, light blue to build liquidity. And we got a nice inverse head here. Bouncing off of gold. I am in it at 44. So this candle actually did close above it. And then it failed. And came down. Like, well, wait a minute. I've been through this here. I know what you're trying to do. So I held this one a little longer. And I gave it more of a horizontal level as this being the shoulder. Because sometimes it'll break out and it'll still come down and bounce. I'm not thinking gold is that level that I need to be holding out for at that point, even though it's such a nice spot now that you can see for entries. So 74 cents at 44, closed out, held through that. Then I closed out, I think here, somewhere here. Or no, actually it was on a little bounce. Big red candle through there, broke through my shoulder. Yeah, I closed out like right here. And then I'm like, oh man, just give away. Stupid profits. Middle of the day. Junk bounces on gold again very nicely. Could have been a great entry. Best entry here though, right there. We see it's buying up in gold. That's a strong support. We see blue is building liquidity. So you're waiting for it to break blue with gold being your risk. So the best one is it breaking this blue here, the final blue, and then retesting on the gold. Given, yeah, I mean, it did it here. So if you're doing it here, that's fine. Doing it again here, you know, it's going to take some tries sometimes in the middle of the day. There's maybe some other charting you could do, or that Eric did. I'm not sure. Well, we can look at his 1 minute just to get a more clear reason for that entry as opposed to all of these. Like, I'm not sure. Maybe it's buying up in a less aggressive channel that I didn't chart here, and you'd wait for a break. Maybe it's something like that, which I thought might be there, but I didn't really see it. You know, then you'd wait for the break and get it there on that retest. Potentially. What I liked was this one right here. Of course, that's in hindsight. So, like, okay, cup's closing. So there's a cup close. There's another cup close. All these handles. You're really waiting for it to break out and then retest. And that's what this is. That's why this is the entry. Because that's right, I forgot. Because it fully broke out of this cup and handle that kept forming. Using blue as your liquidity build. Breaking out and it's retesting it here. As well as your support on gold. So you have multiple reasons why that's a perfect entry. But trading it through here, I wasn't really thinking that, and I probably should in the future. Because midday, you kind of always can wait and wait and wait. Because it just, yeah, every trade takes so much longer to usually come to fruition. 1020, so that one was a nasty one. 1044 to 1054. Yeah, I wasn't shook though. I kind of knew, and I was like, I could just hold this. I don't want to start practicing bad trading habits. And have a clear stop, which I guess is a bad trading habit, but yeah, I wanted to give it a little more flexibility, being that it was the middle of the day. And once it broke this shoulder, that was my stop, so I closed out there. That was 74 cents to 45 cents, so pretty nasty. I was probably up pretty good today, actually, before that trade. 121. So I did this, I saw it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I actually stepped away. I stepped away like right about here. And then I was on my phone, I looked at it, and I saw it, and it was like here. Like right here. I'm like, oh, what? It's starting to go. And of course, when I got back, I saw all this play out. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That's the perfect entry. And so I actually jumped in right here. I was a little late. Like, again, I wasn't here for that. And I wasn't here for any of this. I basically got in here for this and using gray, the precision as my stop. So definitely smaller portion of the move and more scalpy. But I don't have to hold as long, which is nice in a sense. Holding longer is usually good if in a winning trade because it continues to work in your favor. But anyways, let's see. What did I say? 121, I think. Yeah, 121. I got one right there. 56 cents. It's closed it for 75 cents. So not bad. Didn't quite make up for the loss on the one before. Closed it out literally on this candle right here. Yeah, this was actually a pretty high velocity candle. Of course, my target was gold up here, which it actually touched perfectly twice, and that was drawn much earlier, of course, from here. No, even back here, these supports, these resistances, and then it reaffirmed it up here. So then this was drawn from here, this support, resistance here. So yeah, I could have broken up even higher, but this was going to be my target, and I'm happy with my exit. It was such a late chase that makes sense to get out at that point. If I had, 5-6 contracts, then sure, I could get out of like all but one, maybe. 4 contracts, it'd probably be smart to close all of them. That's kind of my loose cutoff for leaving a runner is 4. I haven't really practiced it a whole lot, but that's kind of what I'm planning. Sometimes I'll leave runners when I have 2 or 3, and it's not enough. I need to have more contracts to do that. So in this case, it's hardly a runner because it's just basically slowing down from the steepest, most aggressive buying algo, and just giving it a little time to consolidate. And I don't like to hold through these if it's just one contract. Like, I'll do it sometimes, but not today. I guess today was not a day I did that. But some days I'll do that and it'll work out. And some days I'll do that and it comes up, and just from the time decay, my fill is about the same as if I just got it when it was more volatile. So anyways, yeah, another little scalp there, which I'm glad I was able to recover after this mess. Next trade. Oh, this one was ugly too. What the heck? I had some ugly trades today. Crazy. Came down, came up. Yes, you see right where it happened. Right here. So getting closer to the end of the day. This is 230, 220. Yeah, so we've broken this green selling. We've broken above blue. We've broken above this orange. So I see pretty fair game to kind of keep rallying up. Maybe this blue resistance, maybe this gold, maybe this magenta. I guess technically this wick kind of did touch it. Where was that on there actually? That was right here. So we hadn't touched it yet though. And so we're right here. And so I opened one there. Got a call right there. 220. See, these I was starting to hold these too long. That's the thing. That was the problem with today. 220 got it there for, and I kind of knew, I was like, I kind of was giving these things room to breathe because, yeah, because I figured it might kind of retest this, and then I knew gold was my final stop down here. I'm like, really, it's a long ways away. It could come all the way down, or of course do something aggressive like that. So 220, I was in it. I was never really down too much today, actually. Got in there for 72 cents, and then 228, I was out for 42 cents. It held through all that. Oh, this is the one where I put the inverse head. Yeah, closed out here on this little bounce. I was like, I should just get out of this. Now, I feel like normally I would have closed this much sooner, like probably on this candle. I guess that's not much sooner, but just, yeah, I was being a little more flexible with it, which I shouldn't have. Part of the problem too, which kind of got into my head a little bit, was I was like, this actually didn't complete the cup like it did back here. So maybe this isn't going to keep rallying. Maybe we're just going to find safety by end of day. You see here, this kept completing cups and handles, and this didn't make that high. That was in my head too much, but I was like, you know what, I should get out of this. So it comes down. I do have this other gold down here, so that was a pretty nice. I was down only just a little bit at that point, like small red day, and totally common after a big green day. I'm like, it's fine if I have a small red day. Especially on a high IV day, I usually don't do well on these. And I was kind of back and forth all day today, which I'm happy with. Like, these days can be pretty bad for me. And I was green, I had some nice trades. Overtrade a bit, like holding stuff too long. I chased a couple, which I was happy about. Traded it right, got out quick. I was pretty happy with my trading overall. It was just too bad I wasn't like more green from it. And then it comes down, and I'm seeing it break this one. I'm like, well, these were wicking down here. And remember how this is my stop, and it has been just building liquidity in the light blue. And so it comes down, and this is pretty violent. Like, the volume's picking up. It's starting to look like, all right, I should maybe get puts, especially if it breaks some of these golds. And I was looking at it like, well, really, you can see it's building this blue. I put this for the support, this for the resistance. It broke above it, but who's to say it was building at that point, right? Like, maybe it was more like that. So that's where you have to respect your stops. Where's your stop? Gold, just like it's been down here. So I got a call right here. It's crazy. I was like, well, that's my stop. I might as well. I mean, this is another inverse head and shoulder. Been buying up all day. We've broken everything. Kind of in the middle of nowhere here. Or where are we? Let's see. So we're buying up in the green still, potentially. Is that right? 230. Oh, that was that retest, I think. Yeah, that was right here. That big red was coming all the way down here. So retesting that orange, which I wasn't looking at too much. But yeah, I was just looking at what's happened so far today, the supports, and where I want to be opening up longs. I was kind of done, but once I saw this happen, I was like, you know what, I should take one here with my stopping right here. So I got one on this candle. 236, 681 call. So I almost got 682. I'm like, you know what, it might not make it to the gold if this does work out. I got 681, which I'm happy about. It's a little more expensive, which is probably good because, yeah, the other ones wouldn't have given me enough profit. And then this gnarly candle comes through with crazy volume. I got it pretty early on this candle, like started to just show a little bit of life, and then it was breaking this gray selling, this gray steeper selling, which we're like right there. I actually thought I got it on this candle. I knew when the next candle opens, it's going to be above that. Anyways, got it very early on that for 48 cents. And then this thing just, I'm not gonna play real time, but this was all in like 2 seconds, basically from here up to here. So it hit the blue, which would maybe be my take profit from this. Blue, high of day, or gold. You know, but this candle was so gnarly. There was so much ivy that pumped into it. The slippage was great. It shot up, all out here, kind of ripped up, and then came down, and I was like, I should sell it, because at that point it basically hit high of day. It hit this, all the volume made me get a little FOMO, because I'm like, this thing's probably just gonna rip up to at least gold. But yeah, I closed it like right here. So it wasn't quite at the top. It ended up closing at the very top, but it is kind of wicking right there. So I closed right there, which was totally fine. 679.64 to 681.20. Is that a point and a half? Yeah, something like that. And for end of day, it went over 100%. So it put me back in the green. And I was like so stoked. I'm actually thankful because then I looked at, because of course I wanted this move. It was going to keep going. So it comes down here and it kind of retests, and I'm like, it's retesting. It's still in gray. I could use gray for my stop. And so I looked to try and buy another one here, one of these candles. And it says out of buying power. And I was so grateful. It's like, thank you. That's perfect. I shouldn't trade anymore. I got the move. I got this crazy candle out of nowhere. Just such a gift. I should just be done. So thankfully I was out of buying power there, even though this little trade could have worked, but yeah, thankful I was out of buying power and I ended green. I don't know where I was at one point. Maybe I was probably up double this at one point. Those are the trades we just discussed, but I don't think I was up a whole lot. So yeah, 37 bucks. Stoked. 37 bucks on the day, the small account. Yeah, a lot of trades there, like high IV, sketch. This trade right here, should have caught it, but I still caught it up here. I was just super late on it. This trade right here, I'm like pretty stoked that I actually caught this. This is a crazy trade for me to catch. Just a tight little range, not much structure, and just kind of trusting the charting to get puts here. And sure, I could have held it to there, but it doesn't even matter to me. Taking profit and securing profit on a trade like that is definitely worth it. And then these chases, I'm pretty happy I actually took the chases. Once I have gray, it helps with confidence because it's like, well, yeah, do it. This one was another chase. Yeah, I don't know. Happy about that one. Charting wasn't quite there, but anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money 6 round. See you tomorrow. Peace out.